Pauline Hanson joins me from Canberra. Good to talk to you, Pauline. I'm in your home state. You're in Canberra. I'm very keen to get your thoughts on the Prime Minister finally copping it from big business. Now, I know your concern, and perhaps the concern of most of us in this country at the moment, is small business and how tough they're doing it. But it's good to see big business actually telling the government how much strife we're in this country.
That's exactly right, Chris, and by the reports that I saw, not only big business but also the Mineral Councils of Australia that I went to the dinner last week or a couple of weeks ago, and they're saying exactly the same. They are furious with this government, with Albanese, and when he got up and gave a speech, they could not believe what he said. You should have heard the room. They were seething with his comments. He doesn't get it and he doesn't understand, and he's not listening to it. These people are doing it tough. Because of their IR laws, because of other legislation, they're going to bring in the Native Positive Plan. There's another piece of legislation they're wanting to get passed, and that's actually sustainability. So these companies are going to have to employ people to do paperwork to ensure that who they're buying their product from, they actually are sustainable in climate change issues. So it's going to cost them a lot of money. He's destroying these businesses, and I'm more worried about the medium small business. You've got the very small business, then the medium businesses. They're doing it tough. And what I understand is a lot of them are going out of business, a lot of bankruptcy happening, and we're about a year behind what's happening in New Zealand, and a lot of businesses are going under there because of the laws they brought in there are very reflective of what we're doing here.
Yeah, the warnings are getting very strong and the problems are pretty clear-cut. Let's have a listen to the Business Council of Australia's president.
Why would anyone want to invest in Australia where even a modicum of success is criticised? Why would anyone want to invest in a country where a 4 or 5% profit margin gets you an accusation of price gouging and a call for divestment? And why do we continually criticise the sectors that underwrite our national prosperity?
Yeah, you've got to make it easy for people to invest in this country, turn a profit and employ people. It's as simple as that. But Pauline, you keep pointing out now, I notice in some of your speeches and your social media posts, that this is a government that refuses to take responsibility for any of the key issues.
Has done. Albanese said on election night accountability and talks about consultation. It's been far from it. Actually, around about 100 bills have been shut down because they don't want debate on the bills and they just want to rush it through the parliament. But Chris, you know, look at the Voice. He won't even take accountability for the Voice. It failed, and he's backpedaling on the Makarrata Commission. That's another $7 million sitting there in the fund to actually fund that. Then you've got the high immigration. I asked them a question today about the high immigration. In the 2022 budget, they spoke about 470,000 in their projection for the next 2 years, and yet they've brought in over 1 million people. They won't acknowledge that. They're going back blaming the previous government for it, or saying, oh, well, they've reduced the numbers or they've picked up from COVID. And even Murray Watt, who I asked the question of, he said post-COVID was basically unsustainable. Yet if you look at the figures today, they're not much lower than what they were then, and he's saying they were unsustainable. They're not acknowledging the impact it has on the housing. That's why the rental accommodation there is very poor, less than 1% in most of the states. The housing isn't there. They won't acknowledge anything that they're doing. Their IR laws, the Business Council of Australia, they employ 6 out of 7 people in Australia, and the government says all the time, oh, well, we've increased employment. No, you haven't, because 2/3 of the jobs that have been created is government jobs. You know, more bureaucrats, more... Yeah, of course it is. And that's the whole problem. They won't admit their mistakes, their policies. They're not getting it right.
They are not responsible, as we keep saying, and you are saying as well, Pauline. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. Pauline Hanson, they're live from Canberra.